Welcome to my channel Starwire Daily. Please share and subscribe and press the bell icon for new updates. Picture this. It's the crack of dawn in New Jersey, and while most celebrity kids are being shuttled off to exclusive private academies in pristine uniforms, there's one little girl who's about to make her mark on the fourth grade in the most unexpected way. We're talking electric blue hair, confidence that would make seasoned Hollywood stars jealous, and a family dynamic that's been turning heads for over 2 decades. Today, we're diving deep into a story that's so much more than just a back-to-school moment. This is about rebellion, identity, parenting in the spotlight, and a 9-year-old who's already mastering the art of self-expression better than most adults. Because when your dad is Ice-T, the legendary rapper turned Law and Order icon, and your mom is Coco Austin, the bombshell who redefined what it means to be a glamorous reality TV wife, well, normal was never really an option. But here's where it gets interesting. Behind those Instagram-perfect family photos and red carpet moments lies a parenting philosophy that's been raising eyebrows, sparking debates, and challenging everything we think we know about celebrity child rearing. And little Chanel Nicole Austin Marrow, she's not just living in her parents' shadow. She's creating her own spotlight, one bold choice at a time. So buckle up, because what started as a simple first day of school photo has unleashed a conversation about childhood autonomy, creative expression, and whether celebrity parents are pushing boundaries too far or not far enough. Let me take you back to where this all began. It was a seemingly ordinary Tuesday morning when Coco Austin posted what she probably thought would be just another adorable back-to-school snapshot. But the internet had other plans. Because there, standing proudly next to her backpack and lunchbox, was 9-year-old Chanel with hair so brilliantly blue it could be seen from space. Now, we've all seen kids experiment with temporary color sprays and washable chalks, but this wasn't some Halloween costume or weekend fun. This was permanent, professional, and absolutely stunning. The kind of blue that takes hours in a salon chair and costs more than most adults spend on their monthly hair budget. And Chanel? She was wearing it like she was born for it. Within hours, the post had exploded across social media platforms. Parents were divided, fans were obsessing, and critics were, well, being critics. But here's what caught everyone off guard. This wasn't Chanel's first rodeo with bold beauty choices. This little girl has been quietly building a reputation as one of the most fashion-forward kids in Hollywood, and somehow, we'd all been sleeping on it. See, to understand why this blue hair moment is so significant, you need to understand the Austin Marrow family dynamic. Ice-T, born Tracy Lorne Marrow, didn't just stumble into fame. He carved out his place in hip-hop history with raw authenticity and zero apologies. From his early days with the groundbreaking group Body Count to becoming one of television's most beloved detectives, he's always been about keeping it real, even when real wasn't comfortable for everyone else. And Coco? Nicole Natalie Austin has never been one to blend into the background. Long before reality TV made her a household name, she was turning heads as a model, actress, and dancer who refused to fit into anyone else's definition of acceptable. Together, they've created this beautiful chaos of a family where self-expression isn't just encouraged, it's celebrated. But here's where it gets really juicy. While other celebrity parents are hiring teams of publicists to carefully craft their children's public image, Ice-T and Coco are doing something revolutionary. They're letting Chanel be herself, completely and unapologetically. And that blue hair? It wasn't a parental decision or some calculated publicity stunt. According to sources close to the family, it was all Chanel's idea. Picture the conversation. A determined 9-year-old walks up to her parents and declares she wants blue hair for school. Now, most parents would probably suggest maybe waiting until summer, or trying clip-ins, or finding every excuse in the book to redirect that energy. But not Ice-T and Coco. They looked at their daughter, saw her confidence, her vision, her absolute certainty about what she wanted, and they said yes. But here's what the critics don't understand, and what makes this story so much deeper than just a hair color choice. This family has been navigating the treacherous waters of public scrutiny since Chanel was born. Every outfit, every outing, every parenting decision gets analyzed, criticized, and debated by strangers on the internet. And through it all, they've maintained something that's increasingly rare in Hollywood: authenticity. I've been covering celebrity families for years, and I can tell you that most kids growing up in the spotlight learn to perform, to present a version of themselves that's safe and palatable to the masses. But Chanel? She's doing the opposite. She's embracing her uniqueness, owning her choices, and showing a level of self-awareness that's honestly inspiring. And let's talk about that first day of school for a second. Can you imagine walking into your fourth grade classroom with electric blue hair? The stares, the whispers, the questions from classmates who probably still think the wildest thing you can do is wear mismatched socks. But Chanel strutted in there like she owned the place because in her mind, she absolutely did. Her teacher later shared that Chanel spent the entire day fielding compliments and questions about her hair, and instead of being overwhelmed or self-conscious, she was in her element. She explained her color choice, talked about the process, and even gave style advice to curious classmates. This 9-year-old was basically hosting her own personal hair show and loving every minute of it. But here's the part that really got to me, and I think it's what separates this story from just another celebrity kid making headlines. When asked by a reporter why she chose blue, Chanel's response was pure gold. Because it makes me happy, and when I'm happy, I make other people happy too. Stop right there. Let that sink in. A 9-year-old who understands that her joy is infectious, that her confidence can inspire others, that being true to herself isn't just about personal satisfaction. It's about spreading positivity. Where do kids even learn that kind of wisdom? Certainly not from social media algorithms or peer pressure. And Ice-T's reaction? Pure dad pride. In a recent interview, he shared that watching Chanel own her choices and handle the attention with such grace reminded him why he and Coco chose to parent the way they do. They're not raising a child to fit society's expectations. They're raising a young woman to create her own path and walk it confidently. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Is this too much freedom for a 9-year-old? Are they setting her up for problems down the line? Should there be more boundaries, more guidance, more normalcy? And those are fair questions, honestly. But here's what I've observed from covering this family over the years. Chanel isn't just getting free rein to do whatever she wants. She's being taught to think through her choices, consider consequences, and take ownership of her decisions. The blue hair wasn't an impulsive moment. It was weeks of planning, researching, and discussing. She knew it was permanent, understood it would get attention, and was prepared for both positive and negative reactions. And that preparation paid off. While social media was buzzing with opinions, Chanel was calmly navigating her school day, answering questions with poise, and showing her classmates that being different isn't something to hide. It's something to celebrate. She's not just a kid with blue hair. She's becoming a young advocate for self-expression and authenticity. But let's zoom out for a second and talk about what this really represents. In a world where kids are increasingly anxious about fitting in, where social media pressure starts younger and younger, where conformity feels safer than creativity, the Austin family is presenting an alternative. They're showing us what happens when you prioritize inner confidence over external approval. And the response from other parents? It's been fascinating to watch. Some are inspired, sharing their own stories of supporting their children's unique expressions. Others are concerned, worried about the message this sends about childhood and appropriate boundaries. But here's what everyone seems to agree on. Chanel is one confident, articulate, happy kid. I had a chance to observe Chanel at a recent family event, and what struck me wasn't just her blue hair or her perfectly coordinated outfit. It was her energy, her curiosity, her genuine kindness to everyone around her. She asked thoughtful questions, made sure quieter kids felt included in conversations, and handled adult attention with remarkable maturity. This is a child who knows who she is and isn't afraid to show it. And perhaps that's the real story here. It's not about the hair color, the celebrity parents, or even the social media buzz. It's about a family that's figured out how to raise a confident, authentic child in a world that's constantly trying to shape her into something else. They're proving that you can honor your child's individuality while still teaching responsibility, kindness, and resilience. So what happens next for Chanel and her fabulous blue hair? Well, if history is any indication, she'll continue to surprise us, inspire us, and probably teach us a few things about courage along the way. Because that's what happens when you raise a child to believe that being herself isn't just okay. It's extraordinary. And maybe that's the lesson we all need to hear right now. Whether you're 9 years old and dreaming of blue hair, or 90 and wondering if it's too late to try something new, Chanel Ostimero is proof that authenticity is always in style. Confidence never goes out of fashion. And sometimes the best thing you can do is exactly what makes you happy. What do you think about Chanel's bold choice? Are Ice-T and Coco setting the perfect example of supportive parenting, or do you think there should be more boundaries when it comes to kids and self-expression? I genuinely want to hear your thoughts in the comments below, because this conversation is bigger than just one family. It's about how we all navigate identity, creativity, and confidence in our own lives. And if you're loving these deep dives into the real stories behind the headlines, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell, because we're just getting started. Trust me, there are so many more fascinating family dynamics, surprising celebrity moments, and inspiring stories of authenticity waiting to be explored. Plus, your support means everything to creators like me who are passionate about bringing you content that goes beyond the surface-level gossip. Until next time, keep embracing what makes you unique. You never know who you might inspire along the way.